Alrighty, all you cool cats and kittens, welcome back. Mr. Rainbow here, coming in with the next tutorial. Before we begin, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Notifications. Let's go ahead and let's begin. So, this is the Automata box that we're going to be creating in this video. This is the top plate, these are the two side plates, and then this is our bottom plate. Please take notice on how this is oriented. Top plate is on the very top of everything. Then we've got these two side plates right here, right? They're sandwiched in between the top plate and the bottom plate. We've got that set up, and then in the back is the back plate. So if I scroll down here, there's the back plate right here. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to assemble this. I'm going to also create an axle in here, and then we're going to throw some cams in there as well. Let's go ahead, let's begin. This is the file that I've got. I will link this in the description. But basically what we want to do is we want to go ahead and create an assembly in here. Now in this assembly, I'm going to go ahead and click Insert. What I want to do first is start by inserting the bottom plate. I'm going to go ahead and hit Fix on that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to get the two side plates. So I'm going to hit 1, 2, boom. And then we're going to do top plate, boom. And then what we do need is the back plate as well. So we're going to go ahead and put that on pause for now. Let's assemble what we've got so far. So this is fixed, this bottom plate, right? I'm going to go ahead and take this top plate, move it back here. And then now I'm going to take this guy, move it over here. I'm going to take this one and move it over here. What I'm going to go ahead and do is hit a fasten mate on this. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit this point right here. Now, the point that's going to be in contact with that is going to be this point right here. We're going to go ahead and click that. Boom. That's done. Cue explosion. Next thing we want to do is we're going to click fasten again. Boom, click right there. Then we can zoom in down here. Hold down shift. I can click on that guy too. Another one. Boom, explosion again. Cue that. And then next what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit the fasten mate in here again. Oop, okay, yep, already in there. And then I'm going to go right here to this point, click that. And then this point right here on this edge is going to be in contact with that. Now I press green check mark, boom. What I'm probably going to do for you all is I will automatically add in this back plate as well for you all so you don't have to create this. Back into assembly, and then now you'll see back plates in there, okay? So now, if I end up clicking and dragging this, you'll see that this is going to move around. What we want to do is we want to go ahead and hit fasten mate. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this corner right up here, hold down shift, click right there, bam. And then what I want to do is go to this guy, hold down shift, click this, boom. That's on there. Give me another explosion. Cue it up. Boom. There we go. Sweet. So now, this is assembled correctly. Cool, cool. Next part, what we want to do is we want to create our actual axle on here. So now the axle, what we want is this should be 0.25 inches by 0.25 inches. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to click on New Part Studio. And then we're going to rename this. We're going to rename this axle here. Okay. So then axle. So then now what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and create this. Let's do this on the right plane actually is what we're going to do. We're going to create a new sketch. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the center point rectangle because I'm going to have it centered on this. What we want to do is do 0.25 by 0.25. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude this out by, I believe I did 5 inches. Let's do 5 inches. What we're going to extrude that out by. Now we could change the color of this. We could change this to maybe let's make it be a white. That'd be kind of cool. And then so now this is going to be the axle. I'm going to go ahead and rename this axle. Now we've got that created, and then what I want to do is also insert this into the assembly. So I'm going to go insert, and then I'm going to insert the axle. Okay. So then now, green check mark. What we're going to want in the end is where there's a revolute mate set up on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click revolute, hover over this, hold down shift, click on the center there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this guy, click right here as well. I'm going to press the green check mark. Now what I can do is I can animate this out now. So let's go to this. I'm going to right click this, make sure that it's working. We're going to press the green check mark. Everybody see how that's animating? Yeah, it's revoluting. That's good. What the next thing we'd want to do is add in our cams. So this is where you got to be thinking, what type of movement do you want? You can just play around with this at first. What I'm going to end up adding is I'm going to do the hex cam, and then I'm also going to add in a pair cam as well. And then I'm thinking maybe I'll do 2 hex cams and a pair cam. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to do 2 pair cams and a hex cam. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click insert. I'm going to type in right here. I could type in pair, right? So I want 2 of these. So I'm going to go boom, boom, 2, bring them in. And then what I want is also a hex cam. So now I can type in hex cam, and then I can click that in here and press green check mark. Now what we want to do is I want to actually fasten that to this guy. So then what I'm going to do is hold down shift, click right here. And then what I'm also going to do, there are many different options for how I can do this. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zoom into right here. Now what I want to do is I want to look from this top view, and I want to basically offset this so that it'll be lined up wherever I want it to be. So I want it to be in the middle. So I'm going to actually have it lined up where this is going to go about 2.5 inches in there, and then it'll be good to go. So the z-axis, you can see we see z there. So I'll put negative 2.5. So see how that's set up right there. It looks like I need to bring it out just a little bit less. So then I'm going to do 235. Let's see what that looks like. Looks like I need to go just a little bit more, maybe 2375. Yep, that looks about centered. Press green check mark. Now, as you can see, I got the hex cam in there. What I want to do next is I want to go ahead and add in this pair cam. So let's go ahead and let's zoom in here. Hold down shift. We're going to click right here, and then we're going to also come back in here. I'm going to click right here on the center part of there. And then what I want to do now is I want to actually offset this right here. So then what I can do is hit offset again. Then in the z-axis, maybe we go negative 1 inch. Let's try that out. A little too much. Negative 0.85. Let's try that out. Let's do negative 0.875. There you go. Centered. Green check mark. Okay, now we're going to do this final one. Fasten mate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over this, hold down shift. I'm going to click right here in the center. Then what I'm also going to do is come over here. I'm going to click on the center right here on this time, this side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go negative 0.875 again because we're going to go in this direction from here. So offset in the z-axis, negative 0.875. And then as you can see, that is centered in there. So then now we've got our cam set up in there, and like I said, it's going to be up to you on how you want your cam set up to be, what kind of cams you want. You can also end up going in here and you can change where the holes occur. So let's say that also I would want maybe this set up differently. I can go to change configurations, and then what we can do is we could put hole 2x, so I could end up doing hole 1x. I'm going to change that to be 2 inches. Now look at this. If I do that, it'll regenerate. Oop, and it actually gave us an error. Let's go back. Probably don't want to do 2. Maybe we want to do 1.5 inches. So now I'm going to click generate on that again. Then now, as you can see, that did move. So I'm going to put it back. But you can also play around with where you want your holes to be at. Once you start getting an idea of what you're creating with your Automata, you're probably going to want to come back and do that. But for right now, just keeping it set up as it is would be good. But anyways, that is how we create the Automata box, and as well how we create the axle, how we throw the axle in, and then how we get the cams in there. And then finally, the moment you all been waiting for, let's test this thing out. Let's make sure that it works. Let's go to the Revolute Mate. We're going to right click here, and then we're going to animate this. We're going to set it up so that's a loop, and I'm going to press play. Now you can see our Automata is working correctly so far. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for the notifications. I will see you all later. Bye-bye.